the heart of the West End here. It's so bustling and so busy, it's virtually impossible to find a parking spot. But fortunately, it's not a problem when you're going out to the clubs, because after 10 o'clock, it's a whole different world out here. Just driving through the most residential district here, just a half a block away from this nightclub. Literally, Davy and Thurlow is in the center of it all. I love the location, it is right downstairs. After you finish your dancing and at 4 o'clock in the morning, literally one of the latest liquor licenses you can have. There's a Denny's right below. You don't have to go anywhere for something greasy to absorb a lot of the some of the alcohol. Unwind with your friends. It's nice and safe. It's 24 hours. It's a safe haven for a group of ladies who want to go dancing without feeling threatened by a bunch of gentlemen in the city. This nightclub. There was when we were looking at the renos these guys did, and looking over historically some of the other properties that we were marketing over the last few years in terms of commercial properties, the renovations and the attention to detail that's gone into the upgrading of this property is just bar none. They spent almost 7 figures on all the renovations, virtually gutted the entire unit upstairs to the studs and rebuilt it from the floor up. It was impressive. We have more than 100 pictures of all the renovations that they've done. You could very quickly get lost in burning the money when you're building these things, when you're renovating these kind of properties. And just quickly check on the parking here. What do we got here?
Look at that, Stepha's right here. There's always lineup.
Yeah, line up for Greek food. Line up to go dancing.
Yes, I'll be whatever
There
that
you
you
have
tell
it.
me when you're ready. Yes, I'll be your girl, forever your lady. You ain't never gotta worry, I'm down for you, baby.
Okay, let's have a look here. You know, a lot of the buyers of commercial spaces, they look at the numbers, they look at the financials, but one of the things that they forget to acknowledge is the goodwill and the level of relationships that a lot of these places have. I mean, a place like Stepha's, the sheer lineups that follow it every day just before dinner time until closing time is incredible. And this is the sort of community that we're in. Here's where we are at. Thurlow, Davy, right in the heart of the commercial district here. We've had this conversation a bunch of times. It's just interesting to do it in front of the camera. Yeah. But it's everyone is excited about this venue in the sense that there's been a history of this place. Just going back.
Long-standing history.
Long-standing history. You guys have dropped and invested considerable money into literally gutting this venue from nothing, from a smelly old nightclub a decade ago. And beyond, in an area that's so strategically poised slightly away from the traditional sort of entertainment district where you can't find parking spot. Locals, there are no locals. Where did you? My first question for you is where, who, and how did you guys come up with the name the Playhouse?
The Playhouse.
When
we first opened the place, we wanted something that everyone could come to, someone that felt comfortable no matter what demographic you were, what sexual preference you had. We didn't care. We just wanted everyone to come and have fun. And we're thinking about when kids, they don't really see color. They don't see, well, you don't even know your sexual preference at that age. You see whatever. You want to have fun. You want to play with everybody. So we're the Playhouse. Everyone can come. Everyone can have a good time. It doesn't matter who you are, what you like to do. Come here, relax, sit back, have a drink, get your table service, whatever it may be. It was a thought process that we had from the very, very before, like literally, I think probably within a month of purchasing the property. it was the talk of what are we going to name the place, and that's kind of how it came to be. Wanted everybody to feel like they were welcome, everyone to come and play and relax.
But at the same time, because it's not a ground floor nightclub,
Yes.
you wanted it to be a little bit an air of exclusivity
That too.
as well. So
Yes.
everyone is welcome.
Yes.
But it's a classy establishment. Tell me a little bit more about sort of what your thought process.
So with wanting to get everybody in and not exclude anybody, we also wanted to establish the fact that we weren't your normal nightclub in Vancouver. We wanted to, with the, as you mentioned, the considerable amount of money that the owner put into the place, we wanted to make sure that when people stepped in the doors, they were wowed. They said, I've never seen this before in Vancouver. We really pushed the whole indoor-outdoor aspect with our patio having retractable roof enclosures. During the summer months, people really wanted to see the patio and see what it was like. You could party having a drink under the stars for all that mattered. During the nightclub hours, people are inside. The LED light shows we could put on the people. The sound system in itself was enough to make people go, wow. It was something that Vancouver hadn't seen before. We really wanted to make that exclusive so everyone's welcome, but at the same time, people that, you don't want to exclude anybody, but at the same time, you wanted to make it known to the higher demographic that you want to come in after drinks, you're done at the law office, you come down with your partners, you sit down, have a drink, have a beautiful woman serve you, but at the same time, your coworkers, your friends, whoever may be, everyone's welcome.
And the patio, it's not just a patio, it's an extension of the nightclub.
That is
There's a
correct.
sound system out there, there's heating systems,
That is
there's lighting, LEDs, and what have you. It's secure at the same time. It's not looking out at a high rise that's looking right into the privacy of your nightclub. It's exclusive,
Yes.
so it is much more than just a patio.
Yes, very true. It is. You sold it much better than I did. It was a concept that we originally had that we wanted it to be the party indoor, party outdoor, but all under the same roof. Something that Vancouver hadn't seen before. So when we built it, we originally said we need that privacy. So we tinted a bronze tint on all of the glass, so we can see out, but people couldn't see in. As you stated, we have a sound system out there, so the music you hear outside, you also, or inside, you also hear outside as well. And as well as that, we made sure we didn't skip any steps in creating that. All the walls are all done, freshly laid brick. We have a giant Playhouse sign that we put up there that we actually used as a love lock idea, like the Paris Bridge. Everyone goes there, write your name on the lock it up. It was very much, you needed to be out there as well as inside because, as you said, it was an extension of the nightclub. It wasn't its own entity.
And we'll have a couple of shots of the Love Bridge and also images in the video, images of rooftop restaurants. You know, I was in Asia for a month and a half this winter. And my birthday, New Year's Eve, was an exclusive invitation to a nightclub rooftop restaurant on the 35th floor in Ho Chi Minh City. And you know, again, as a tourist, I had no idea what these sort of venues. But in Asia, all over Taipei, all over Vietnam, they have a lot of these rooftop bubble tea restaurants. They're not even
really?
nightclubs. They have these little rooftop hangouts where you're almost in the mezzanine of this venue, of this high rise. You didn't think that there's anything going to be up there. It's almost like a janitor room. But because their permits and licensing is so liberal in Asia, they were able to actually put a little kitchen up there and have two giant patios. I mean, you know that it's not entirely 100% according to code.
Yeah.
Something that you can never do in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And so bring that sort of international concept of rooftop,
Yeah.
bar, cafe, bubble tea, nightclub
Yeah.
is harking back towards the culture that has been doing
So
that has
true.
no limitations.
Very true.
And so you guys are, definitely pushing the boundaries of what's possible in Vancouver.
Yes.
And when you're speaking and addressing or bringing that concept to a consumer who's obviously traveled and has had that sort of experience in Europe and in Asia, but hasn't been able to experience that here.
True.
So you're internationalizing the whole notion.
We were trying to do something we didn't even realize we were trying to do. Just bring something that Vancouver hadn't seen, but as you've clearly stated, it's done in other places around the world.
Yeah. Well, it's when you're creating new concepts in retail, entertainment, film, any genre that you're professional in, you're going to be repeating or coming up with the same ideas that other geniuses have come up with. It's all about consilience, people who are brainstorming the same concept or brainstorming something to improve it, like an electric car or what have you.
Yeah.
You're going to be inventing something brilliant that arguably has already been done somewhere.
Very
It's just
true.
been on in Vancouver, and so you guys basically managed to bring it on here. know,
We're trying.
to our little city that thinks it's big. Right?
Yes, that thinks it's very big.
I had another question for you. So, other nightclubs nearby, even though we sort of touched on this topic already, off the top of your head, how do you guys mostly differentiate yourselves from a popular nightclub on Gravel Street or on Water Street?
As you said very well already, when people come here and they experience what we have to offer here compared to Granville Street, it's a totally different experience. When you go down to Granville Street, as you said, you're not hanging out with Vancouverites. You're hanging out with all of the tourists that are coming.
And everybody that's come out from Surrey.
Exactly, all the suburbs, people that you don't want to see out, you're stuck with. Here, it's very much a different part of Vancouver that's coming here. It's a different demographic. It's people that want to spend their money, people that want to be seen, rather than going and hanging out with the lowlifes on Granville Street, which I can speak of as I used to work down there, saw it for myself. It was a very much of a different crowd around here, people that enjoyed their privacy. We have a VIP room in the back with closed curtains where if they wanted their own private event, they could close those curtains, come back, have their own crew, didn't need to worry about people bothering them. They had their music, they had the solid service, they had the amazing alcohol, they were having a great time. You don't get that anywhere on the Granville Strip. And as you said, you want to hang out with Vancouverites, you want to hang out with your friends, with the people that are around you on a daily basis, and that's where you want to go out and chill and relax. Here, you go to a club on Granville Street, you're hanging out with tourists, you're hanging out with people that you don't really give two F's about. You don't want to see them, you don't want to hang out with them, you want to be surrounded by your peers, other good-looking, wealthy, successful people, and that's what you have here.
And in the middle of gorgeous, multicolored LED lighting, you've got an illuminated menu.
Yes.
With, an assortment of higher end, again, beer entry levels, but also assortment of cognacs and so on.
Yes, we never spared any expenses when we built this place, and that's one of the things. If people are going to come in, spend their hard-earned dollars, we had illuminated menus with all, as you said, there's things that range in there from $500 to $4,000, $5,000 even. So things that we really wanted to cater to the people that are willing to spend that extra dime. We wanted to show them that that's what we're all about.
Yeah, the level of detail again, having a menu that is plugged in on batteries. Arguably something people would want to steal and walk away with.
Yes, we've actually had to stop people from walking up the door with it because they thought they were so cool.
Yeah.
Rather than having a security guard with a flashlight hanging over it, they just open it up and poof, it lights up for you. Girl's trying to tuck it down her dress as she's walking out the door.
Well, of course, because it's the girls that want to show up early. I'll steal a menu for you.
Look where I
can do it. No one's ever going to look under my skirt.
Yeah.
So one of the major value propositions, other than the $1 million that you guys have spent on the renovations here, almost a budget that you weren't really concerned about launching. You just wanted to create a concept. It's sort of we were throwing this notion of Great Gatsby-esque, Great Gatsby-looking, Great Gatsby,
Roaring 20s.
Roaring 20s kind of a nightclub. It inspired me to take 20s, 30s dance swing classes.
Oh wow!
So I was just like, okay, I gotta, I've always wanted to know what it's like, and I've been telling my friends, I'm setting a Roaring 20s Great Gatsby nightclub.
Yeah.
While we've been dancing for about 4 months now.
Crazy.
Doing Crazy 20s, 30s swing, harking back to this era, and so. In addition to the ridiculous value in just the tenant improvements that you've done, the liquor license is legitimate until 4 o'clock in the morning, which is something you just don't find. 3 o'clock.
3. I saw that on there. I didn't correct you. I'm sorry.
Okay, I stand corrected. 3 o'clock in the morning, not 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock you can apply for, and the city of Vancouver will grant you those. I think it's 6 times a year. But we are 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. 7 days a week, which is an incredible license that you do not see very often in Vancouver. They just handed out a new one. I think it's 1 o'clock on weekdays and 2 o'clock on weekends, where a lot of people in Vancouver are just getting ready at 1:30. They want to be seen from 1:30 to 3, not from 10 to 11 or 10 to 12. That was the initial factor that got the owner to purchase this, was the liquor license. That's where the money was. That's where he knew he had the potential to do these patio parties during the summer and open up for brunches. Something that I think maybe one other nightclub has done. We did it too, different idea behind it, but it was very successful. We had a few hundred people come through on a Sunday afternoon. Something that you normally wouldn't be able to do at another nightclub because they don't have that liquor license. A lot of times they start at 9 p.m. Ours is all day, 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. So it worked really, really well, and it has worked thus far.
You can easily do the math
Yeah.
and say, okay, well, yeah, I can buy a nightclub in Surrey.
Yeah.
And this is, these are the sort of problems I'll be dealing with, riffraff and Guns N' Roses, fuckers, and what have you. Or you can quickly capitalize on the idea that, hey, we can start serving drinks and brunch early on in the morning. There's literally, you're not open for just a few hours of the day.
Yeah.
We're looking at about 6 hours in the morning where you may not be open for business.
Totally.
Again, facilitating cleanup and so on, and a little bit of rest for the staff.
Yeah, we've had almost like a split shift where you have your brunch in the morning, you have your few hours, people to chill out, you may walk down to the beach, which is just up the street from here, come back for a late night party until 3 in the morning. It's a full day event, and we've done it multiple times with a lot of success.
And it's a perfect hour limit for after parties. Again, you have a performance at the Vogue Theater or somewhere, the after party.
Yes.
Can you name some celebrities or some acts or musicians that have?
Some of the celebrities and acts I'm actually not even allowed to mention that we've had in the building. Because of the reason, as I stated before, with our closed VIP area, they've requested to go into the back, have the curtains closed, they do their thing, no questions asked, sign your, you know what, and then, just don't do anything. We've had a few performances, hip hop acts and stuff like that on stage, and then everyone's in the venue seeing what they do, and then they kind of go back into the back, keep to themselves. You can't really get that anywhere on Granville. You can't really get that in any of the large venues in Vancouver because you're in the spotlight. You're stuck there. Everyone can see you at all times. Something where you can kind of get a bit behind closed doors and do your own thing, but still really enjoy it. A lot of the celebrities really enjoy it.
Wow. And I was going through your websites of some of the history of the events that you've had. And I wanted to save every single one in my Dropbox as the agent for the venue.
Yeah.
And it was just endless.
Yes.
I think I have something like 75 different images of different events because some of them are weekly or semi-weekly or what have you. And so
we've actually been right now at this very point in time. We're actually in conversations with a few of those promoters who are begging and pleading with us to open up. Please open up. Just if you have these weekends, we'll do it so well, and everyone loved your venue, and you had such a great time. And we're trying to move on. We're looking for someone else to take it on, a new operating partner, a new owner of the building to do their things. But when that happens, knock on their door because it's instant business. They still have this beautiful venue to work with. You just bring the people here, everyone makes money. So all those people that we've worked with over the years that you saw those pictures, it came from huge array of people, from, like you said, the after parties after concerts to Halloween parties, New Year's Eve. We even hosted a Serbian New Year's on January, I forget the name it was, but packed house, 200 and some people. It was an amazing party. Everyone had a great time, but we really pulled from different places. We had some after work events for some firms that came in, and there was 40 or 50 of them that just did their stuff. You have table service, keep to themselves. It's only 6 o'clock in the afternoon, but you close all the windows and you feel like it's late night and everyone's having a great time. So we've had a vast array of different parties.
Wow, it's brilliant. So basically, turnkey operation as soon as
everything.
A budding operating partner wants to dip their feet and say, hey, listen, show me how to run it. I want to be involved. Here's some fair consideration. Here's some money.
Yeah.
I want to. Let's get the ball rolling. I'm phoning the rest of my rich friends in Beijing and Shanghai and Taipei, what have you. I really want to get this thing off the ground. Mm-hmm. You are willing to be an operating partner and sort of phase your way out.
I've been doing this for 14 years now. I know the entire in and outs of the system. So I built this place from the ground up. I know how everything works. I'm happy to walk them through the steps, show them how everything does. And as you said, it's a perfect turnkey operation. The place is still immaculate. So there's nothing that's broken. There's nothing that needs work. There's no tenant improvements whatsoever, unless you want to change the name, and then it's like you have to replace a rug and the sign. That's it. Everything else is ready to go, and as you can see, the place is meticulous. So you just open the door, turn on the music, turn on the lights, bring down your friends, and start making money.
Yeah, I remember we were having a conversation about the unisex bathrooms. In fact, that all the women don't have to have a lineup to go to the ladies' bathrooms, and the gentlemen are just sort of waiting for their girlfriend to come out.
Yeah.
Crazy lineup. Every little tiny thing that may have needed servicing was serviced. So you walk in and it's that touchless, high-end, gorgeous
Everything.
Shangri-La of a bathroom
Yes.
is Great Gatsby of a bathroom is is full operating condition.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of the venues, high-end restaurants and nightclubs, and you judge
Everything's
them
run down.
by how their bathrooms are maintained.
Yes.
Because this is where that's where the
Yeah.
the private things happen,
Yeah.
right? And so you can walk away and have a big impression.
Yeah. Well, there's, like you said, they're unisex, so guys and girls are using them, and there's 5 stalls, so we always wanted to make sure they're up to par with the standards that we are expecting out of our patrons, the respect that we're expected to give to them, we expect in return, but it doesn't always happen like that. So the upkeep we felt was very, very important to maintain that image, maintain that people were coming here and expecting that top dollar type of experience, and that's why we made sure that our bathrooms as well were kept up. And you have to keep them up when everything's touchless, or else you can't use anything because it's all sensors.
It's designed for that. Well,
Yeah.
so it's not just a false front.
No, hell no.
Where you see these film sets of these beautiful
Oh,
buildings that are
God,
basically just cardboards. Every single detail of the place is meticulously run. I mean, I
Yes.
noticed every single outlet in your back walk-in coolers and back room is labeled.
Yes.
It's very easy for me to show everything because every single thing is meticulously detailed.
I have a little OCD in me, and it came out big time when this place was built. Is I wanted it user-friendly for everyone. So all the managers that I taught, the managers that taught the staff, that just from the top down, so everyone knew what they were doing. On top of that, just mentioned it. What was I going to say? Lost my train of thought. Just like that.
The walk-in cooler, the back rooms, the office space, the labeling, the meticulousness,
Oh, what was
attention to
it?
detail.
Oh, attention to detail. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what got me. All right.
Yeah.
So the attention to detail, to me, was a very, very important thing that I had never seen before in Vancouver. Being in the environment, being in the scene for so long, working at, I lost track, probably over 10 different venues. I had never been a part of a build where you can't find an empty space. If you look at a lot of other places that claim to be high-end, claim to have done it all, they have walls painted with white paint, or you go and their seats are just plain fabric. Nowhere in this entire venue do you find that. There's wall coverings on everything. There's the seating, this antique Italian tile itself was $15,000 imported from Italy. So just every fine little detail was taken care of when we built this place, and there was no expense. Like, it literally, it's scary to even think about because, all right, so the logical choice is to go this way. It's cheaper, it's better. No, my boss wouldn't have it. He wanted this place to be better than everywhere else in Vancouver. So he spent the money, and it stood up as well as it has for that reason. Because everything that was built is bulletproof. That's the term our contractor uses. Everything's bulletproof in here. Take a sledgehammer to it and it won't break. It's just everything has lasted really, really great. Everything is in superb condition because of it.
Going back to the outdoor patio, just the level of workmanship on the patio. Normally you'd find a patio with paving stones or some sort of regular tiling.
Yeah.
Most of it is slippery. It's not safe. You guys have considered not only the lighting, the heating, all the comforts that we are expecting, especially the ladies are expecting outdoors, but you've laid the brickwork. You have an inverted roof that is hosable, cleanable, and can be opened to any elements of weather out there. And I mean, it stands up for itself and holds out. Even the seating is coverable with weatherproof, waterproof materials.
Yeah, we've done it all. The flooring itself, we made sure, as you said, it was very friendly to clean. You're worried about that having an outdoor space in any establishment because of cleanliness and keeping it clean. And when we installed the roof, we protected it from the elements, but still, spilt drinks, spilt food, whatever it was. Everything is on tiles, everything's balanced proportionately. So there's no, like you said, there's no slippery surfaces, there's no wobble or any of the stones. All of the seating, we made covers for it, so we can cover it at the end of every night. You said it all. Everything was really built to maintain itself very well in the elements as well out there.
One of the things that we touched on, but we didn't get into too much detail, is sound system, technology, high tech. Some of the viewers were going to, that are going to watch this are going to ask about, okay, well, tell me about the decibels, tell me about, what kind of sound system you have. I don't see a whole lot of sound system. That means that a lot of it has been built in.
Yeah.
And we'll have a lot of these sort of silly questions.
Yeah.
And so let's give them a little bit of technical. What can you tell us about?
Alrighty.
So I've been playing with a lot of the,
Okay.
I mean, there's a separate laptop just for lighting systems back there. So what should we know?
For the tech side of things, When we built it, we knew that we weren't dealing with a gigantic space, a warehouse space. We wanted an intimate, interactive space. So what we did is we worked with a company named Macaulay, who works out of Washington, and we built a sound design where we could really tuck away all the speakers. And by doing so, you almost forget that they're there. You can feel it with the bass pounding through your chest, but you can't see it as much. So the actual 8 subwoofers that we have, we've built into an enclosure inside the DJ booth with 3 mesh screens over top. I'm not even going to get into the detail and the specs of all the sound waves and all that crap, but coming through there so you don't lose any of the sound, but you don't have these big, bulky, ugly boxes. We've built a beautiful concave DJ booth around it. Thank you. All the other speakers are mounted up in the top corners of the walls, so you don't think to ever look there, you don't think to ever see them. The only speakers that are actually visible and you actually see are the ones we have mounted outside, because it was kind of physically impossible to hide them when we have a brick wall. For lighting tech, spent a lot of money on our lighting. The entire ceiling, the entire bar, all of the dancer podium lights, and all of the moving heads are all controlled, as you stated, by a laptop. They're all individually coded so they can change to any color of the rainbow. They can also be programmed to go in sequence with different things. So we had our tech come in on some of the bigger nights that we had, and he was actually making things to go along with the music and change through the progressive through the rainbow colors and stuff like that. During Gay Pride, it actually came in a huge way, because another demographic who loves their colors and loves things bright and alive, we made sure that our lighting was really up to their standards and what they wanted. So those 2 elements in itself add to so much entertainment value when you go to a nightclub. And a lot of them nowadays, it's just racket in your ears, just blaring, no sound quality, just beating the crap out of your eardrums. And the lighting, you have 2 lights that go like this. In this case, you come here, you have 2 lasers that cover the entire canopy of the room with all of the rest of the LED lighting. It's completely configurable as well.
I will not name the venues just because of the legal, but it's disappointing.
Yeah.
How the culture, the dance culture, has declined
Badly
in Vancouver over the years, with just the sheer formulaic approach towards the business, and how bad the sound is. It's almost disrespectful to the music, and the sampling, and a lot of the music that's being sampled is not even current or quality. And just to see that someone has made a consideration for that, just the appropriateness of it is a nightclub, it's a sound lounge, that is the center of everything. Yes, of course, it is also a bar, and so to make the consideration for both the music and the quality of the service is essential. Tell me what is unique about your bar setup. That's one of my last questions for you.
Okay.
We know that all the cooling, other than what we see up front, there is a walk-in cooler that again is according to code, keeping everything at the prime temperature. There is also staff bathrooms that are separated from the patient's bathrooms.
Correct.
But what is, give me some of the sort of key points about what you guys have done with the bar up front.
Okay.
I know that this is an import, custom made bar front, but what's behind it?
What's behind it? All right. So when we built the bar, again, I came from a background of bartending originally. So I built it with the knowledge of, as much as you need wonderful sound, wonderful lighting, a beautiful venue, you need a very functional workspace so you can pump out booze as fast as you can and make that money. Okay. So when we built this place, everything was measured out precisely. So we have 4 equally sized stations. Each station has equal amounts of glassware. We have way too much glassware, actually, which is awesome on the busy nights because you can pump through it and you still never run out. The ice station, unlike any other nightclub I've worked on, is literally behind the bar. Usually they have to go run to an ice room, grab it, go through, wherever. It's literally right behind you. Come fill up your ice bin right then and there. And you made mention already, but the cooler itself, this was an idea from the owner. He thought that if people are paying a premium and people are expecting the finest, even when you're ordering table service. People don't, well, I don't know of anyone that really enjoy warm certain types of spirits. They want it chilled. So our concept was, let's chill it all. So instead of having a storage space and a cooler, we built a gigantic cooler as our storage space. So all of our liquor's cooled. That was actually very, very helpful because of the heavy table service volume that we saw. A lot of people came here with the experience. They wanted to sit back, watch the 5 girls dancing on their podiums and chill back and enjoy the night. So with that, they'd be served and they wouldn't have to have the table service shake up their drink or anything like that. They'd literally pour it in and start drinking right away because it was already chilled. So that worked really well. Bar height, again, was with, you don't want someone that's too tall, someone that's too short to kind of feel like, how tall are you, 5'10"?
Yeah, 5'9", 5'10".
5'9", 5'10", and it feels like a comfortable height. I'm 6'1", and I don't feel like it's, my boss is 5'3", and he can stand here and still feel really good about it. So came to a really good understanding that it's a solid height for everyone to be comfortable at, to be served at, and it's not too far of a reach for the server or for the bar staff. Some bars are built with obscenely wide bars, and it makes it very difficult for service. So the bartenders are constantly leaning over, reaching over, slows down service and whatnot. So we really wanted to go with something that didn't take up too much space, but was very functional. What else can I say? We have micros set up across, which is the POS company that we've used. All of the inventory is put already in, all the screens have set up. I actually made them myself with micros, so everything is dialed in, everything is appropriately made on your speed bar when you're ringing things in. It's very efficient. What else do I got for you?
So while you're serving, by the end of the night, you've got an inventory of what needs to be ordered the following day.
Yeah.
So that, again, in terms of a no-brainer, I'm new to the business,
Yes.
I don't know, how am I going to even do inventory?
Yeah.
Well, the system will do inventory for you.
It's very,
All you
very
gotta do is
easy.
make a phone call.
Yeah. Very easy, and if worst case scenario, you take one step behind you and go in the cooler. You can see it right there. It's not something, it's not brain or rocket science. It's nothing crazy. It's a very simplistic setup that we've done. So for that turnkey operation, the next owner, the next operating partner, it's ease of use for them through and through. There's nothing that is going to challenge them and really, oh, I've never done this before, I don't think I can do this. You can. You just need a little bit of training, a little bit of guidance, and you're good to go.
So in essence, you've almost taken the franchise concept
Yes.
towards this venue.
Yes.
It's franchisable.
Yes.
It's scalable in the sense that you can educate someone on how to run
Oh, yeah.
this business.
There's tons of people coming by. There's tons of people that see. There's tons of people that ask questions because of our prime location. There is other venues nearby, so people you don't think like, oh, I'm just going to go to this one venue and be stuck there all night, which is what people fear in Vancouver. They want to be able to go here, walk down the street, go here, walk down the street and go here. Make it more of an experience across the board than going to one destination and being stuck there all night. We have that liberty because we've made friendships with the other clubs near us, and we're all on the same team. The business owners are awesome. They're all, you support us, we support you kind of thing. So it's been fantastic. The community around us has been very welcoming. One of the promoters that I spoke of is actually a lesbian promoter who has had extreme success here. And the girls love this place. They feel welcome, they feel the staff. Everything was great about it, and they just, anything you can do, just let us back in kind of thing. As you said, we're right beside a residential district as well, so you'll have quite a few people walk and then walk home. You don't have to worry about anyone driving, you don't have to worry about people getting taxis. It's very simple, it's very nice experience to be able to live within walking distance of somewhere where you're going to go and drink copious amounts of alcohol. That and the fact that it's been welcoming. We've never really had a really negative experience with anything. I'm just trying to think of a standout thing in my mind. I would say when we had Gay Pride and the parade runs right down the street. And people just coming in and checking out the place and drinking. We had a patio party, a party in the parking lot. That's something you mentioned as well. I didn't really touch on is we have our own parking lot. Nowhere do you get that on Granville Street. Like you come, you park right behind us and come in and party. We also have street parking as well right beside us, which you don't really get on the Strip. Everyone's fighting for a place. You're walking 2 blocks to get there, and we all know how much it rains in Vancouver. It's a pain in the ass when it's raining out and you have to go there with your jackets and your umbrella. Here you can literally jump out and you're under a giant awning with heaters that we've installed to take care of our patrons while they wait in line. Again, another above and beyond, which no other nightclubs really do in Vancouver.
The timing of our video is auspicious in the sense that West End just passed legislation where I think sometime this week the free 2-hour parking
Oh, really?
is being eliminated. And you need to pay. So all those free 2-hour spots that people are dropping off to go to the restaurant. They didn't mind driving around to find a 2-hour spot, wasting gas and time, and again creating congestion. Now that's being eliminated towards paid parking.
Oh.
And so think of all the additional parking that's going to be available during those prime nights.
Totally.
The owners are not going to be using those free parking slots because they need permit parking locations.
Very true.
And these will be opened up towards those who really want to come.
Very true.
Support small business.
I didn't even know it was going to be so soon. I thought they had talked about it was going to come eventually.
It's something that I read on the CBC website. They're putting it in, I think, today or
Crazy.
Something. That's it. So they're not waiting. They're sick and tired of losing the revenue. The city is on top of it. So
Anything they can to make some money.
So the parking. I didn't even realize that.
That's a huge benefit.
What is the count of the parking spots that you guys have dedicated towards the business?
We have, what is it back there? I'd say about 16 to 20.
Wow.
And then on top of that, there is paid parking, about eight right in front of us, and then another 8 down the street from us. So
An entire blocks of paid parking.
yes, I don't even think think of it because I always drive it during rush hour. But yeah, the entire street's paid parking.
Okay. Perfect. And look, in terms of proximity to those who've danced off until 3 o'clock in the morning, polite, change of lights, everybody is closing time, and so on. You don't have to walk far to go get a little bit of a bite.
No.
Those fries. It's right downstairs.
Yes.
It's almost as though you guys have planned this with
Yes.
Dennis.
They love us. Absolutely loved us. We had their staff party here because they loved us so much. With the location downstairs, it's an excellent relationship for a restaurant. Staff eat down there, customers eat down there, and if they don't care for that, there's a whole street of food venues, restaurants, you can go late night eats that people can just walk to. So if you're concerned about the fact, people have been drinking a lot, well, they walk around the corner and they can have a hamburger, or they can go down, there's some Greek food, there's tacos, there's basically whatever you want within walking distance. So I prefer this area to a lot of other places in Vancouver, not only because of its proximity to everything, but I personally find the friendliness of people that live in this area is greater than that of, say, Granville or Yaletown or something like that.
It's a community.
Yeah, it is.
It's it's the densest residential community in downtown.
Oh, really?
More dense than I think Montreal. I think it's the densest community in any downtown Vancouver in North America.
Wow.
And at least I believe this is the statistics that I had in 2010. I think it's only increased since then, with the coming of a lot of the high rises that are now replacing some of the low rises in the western area, which is only now beginning. So for the future buyer, it's only a question of when, not an if.
Yeah.
You will be running a business in a great microcosm, in a great neighborhood, in the biggest residential district that will support your business.
Totally.
For the long term. Great work.
Cool.
Thanks so much for doing this.
You bet. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the drink.
You bet.